It's Dragon Ball time. Hello and welcome to another figure review. Today we're going to have a look at the S.H. Figuarts Cell First Form from Dragon Ball Z, and one of my most anticipated figure in a long time. The first form of Cell is my favorite. It looks so feral, it looks like a mutant, it really looks like what Cell is supposed to be, like part android and part of whatever thing that has a bunch of DNA slapped together, and you get a big bug monster. If I say it like that, it doesn't make any sense, but he still looks cool, so I want to see how well they made the figure. Let's go. You would think he would stand well on his claw feet, but that's, I guess, the first thing I'm wrong about, because try to pose them, just to... Oh, of course now. Of course! So if you're wondering about my voice, by the way, I'm still a little bit sick. So I apologize for that, but I really wanted to record some videos. I was feeling it. So, top of the head, I'm going to go to like 16.5. If you want to go to the top of the antennas, that would be like 18, a little over that. But I'm going to stop at the head, which goes like 6, almost 6.5, 6.4 inches tall, and like 40 antennas again would be like 7.3 inches tall. Size comparisons. Here, shit. Here's Jolter, Nendoroid, Minato Aqua, NECA, Michelangelo, S.H. Figuarts, Son Goku, S.H. Figuarts Piccolo, Perfect Cell, and I just want to stay here for a second because look at how small he is. Oh my god, we definitely need a new one of this one. Android 17, Android 18, and Darkseid. So the first big question is, does he capture the look? And I would say yes. It's a giant bug, has multi-colored version of green, very different shades of it, and I mean overall it also looks very shiny, which especially on the especially on the torso and parts of the head, which I don't know if I should agree with. And that's the wings, by the way, have like these very pathetically tiny pegs, which this one just keeps disconnecting. The other one so far is playing ball, but it's probably gonna disconnect during the review. But yeah, the wings suck, so we got that out of the way. But yeah, looks a little bit shiny, but you know, bugs tend to be slimy sometimes. I don't know, just a funny tidbit. We have the eyes, a little bit of lizard eyes with the irises in there, and the orange mouth, like the basketball mouth. Also have some more orange in the back, which has some shading on the lower half. I don't know if you can tell, and his big crown. Do I call it a crown? Do I call it wings? I think it's a crown because it's on top of his head. And it's spiky, so it's a crown. All the dots in there are molded and also painted, which is super impressive and really one of the best parts of the figure. And really like the extra effort you really put into this to bring this to life. And yeah, all the dots are painted fairly nice. I haven't really seen any kind of bleeding. Also have a little bit more black in his neck and the wings, as I'm saying. I just kind of find it kind of weird. You see how shiny it is up here, and then how matte the wings are. It's obviously not a huge deal, but I don't know what happened there. It's kind of what I want to know. We have some more orange on the lower half, which again has some paint on it, has some shading on it as we move down. Also have like the bicep, and I love like the darker green, goes into the lighter green, goes back to the darker green, and like the blue parts. And the best part about these Cell figures, and I say that in general, back in the day I didn't really like collecting articulated figures, but it was the Cell S.H. Figuarts which really sold me, because you don't see any joints on here. It's fairly nicely hidden. Well, if you go in deep, you're like, oh, there's some joints, but still, you know, even if you're not that much into articulated figures, you don't really see much, because this design just works so well with articulation, because you can hide most of it. But yeah, he also has some very long arms, which it's a little bit lanky, but he's supposed to be like that. Down to the legs, the kneecaps, and his weird claw feet, and also the tail. Now the tail has some articulation points, which personally I'm not the biggest fan of. I mean, maybe just do swivels, because like this kind of stands out. Also, it's like a two-tone tail, so if you do the ball joint, if you make it black, it's gonna stand out. Or if you move it up, if you want to make it green, it's gonna stand out like this. If you're gonna paint half of it, it's just gonna flake off and be awful, so that doesn't do anything. Also, you have the one spike on here, but he has another tail part, which we'll have a look at for the accessories. Holy crap. But first, I want to have a look at the articulation. So, the head moves back and forth, got some fairly nice motion on there. But I'm holding on to the neck, as you can tell, obviously, but I want to get this across, also tilts side to side. Really have to hold on with both of it. It's fairly stiff, but you know, that helps it stay in place. Also goes all the way around. Oh my god, please don't break off. This is like really bad with the stiffness. You also have the neck, you can bring that back and forth and tilt it side to side, and also obviously bring it all the way around. Trying to hold on to it is a little bit cumbersome, but yeah, there you go. Now for the shoulders, there's like a whole bunch of stuff going on over here. You have a whole hinge to bring down the shoulder pad, and then it goes into another ball, so you can really bring it all the way out. You have this weird thing sticking out, but obviously that helps for your articulation. You have a giant hinge in the shoulder itself, another ball joint in the chest area, which you can bring all the way forward with like a huge, nicely molded butterfly joint. Let me see if I move this up. Yeah, especially with the long arms, that's really cool for some Kamehameha poses and whatnot. So you got all of that, which I don't understand and don't agree with, is like, why is there a peg between the ball and the hinge? Just directly connected, because like I feel the peg just kind of really stands out a little bit. It's not too bad, but you know, I don't feel like it accomplishes anything. Now you can also obviously bring this one up all the way, and even if you bring this down, you can still get some very good range. And you know, it even covers it up very nicely. It looks fairly natural. Now for your bicep swivel, goes all the way around, and the double hinged elbow, can bring that up, and look at all this stuff molded on here. It looks so good. Big fan of that. The fist is on the ball hinge, so you can bring that up and down, and it just disconnects. Then you have the wings. This one hasn't disconnected yet, so whoopee! But yeah, you do have the hinge. It moves up and down. Obviously, doesn't move side to side. They would have done ball hinges. You would have been able to do that, but then again, you know, his wings usually just move up and down also in the anime. But you know, would have preferred just a tighter connection. Now for the chest area, it's a single piece, but I don't know what's going on over here because I barely get anything out of it. Like some wiggle motion back and forth, and also side to side, and that's about it. No rotation on there because obviously there's no room. And then for the hip part, you can rotate that around. You can rotate that around. It's also not too great. Goes forward to the back, does tilt side to side, and also can be used as a swivel. Let's go back to the tail real quick. It's connected via ball hinge in the socket over here, and then you have another ball hinge on this side, and bring that up and down and also rotate it, but then you break up the sculpt. So why would you do that? And then another ball hinge over here, ball hinge over here, and nothing over here. So you have these kind of segments, which again, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but whatever. Then we have the legs. Goes up, not really that much. I really would expect, well, yeah, I mean, this is fine, but I kind of would expect a little bit more. Goes out to the side, obviously the mold somewhat blocks it, and to the back. Can also rotate it on there, and you have the double hinged knee. Classic stuff, works very well. And the foot is, I think, disconnected. Yeah, you have like the double ball with a peg in the middle. Connection is actually fairly good, so you can tilt that side to side, forward to the back, and also bring it all the way around if you want to. So for your accessories, first and foremost, you got a different crown. Oh my god, which is angled a little bit differently, because for the angry face, which you just kind of slide over here, you know, his eyes, they move a little bit in a different angle, and they thought of that, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna give him a different crown. So that's pretty cool. They have the angry face, and then you have two kind of smiling faces. One way is just looking straight at you, and one way is looking to the side, which still the same face. Anyway, you have the different tail parts to suck up some androids. I love the paint job, also like a little bit of black in there. The molding in here is very nice, and the tail obviously looks clean like the rest of the figure. Then you have some a little bit folded hands. You have these grabbing hands, these booby grab hands, or like for some more blast hands, or these other grabbing hands. You know, for a variety of blast poses, and obviously the classic blast hands, and the rock where he stands on the back of the packaging. Just kidding, that's not included. Look, false advertising. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Not in here. Final thoughts for this Cell figure. Excuse me, but yeah, this figure looks great. I have zero problems with the look. The only really complaints I have is the stupid wing that keeps popping out, especially this one. The other one, yeah, seemingly stays in for now. I had zero problems with that one. But the right wing, yeah, screw that one. Out of here. But also the articulation is somewhat limited in some parts, especially the torso, but I'm not even too mad about it because the figure looks so goddamn clean. And one thing which I find weird, like you have all these ball joints for the tail, so can you move it, you can move it around, but still I feel like what you're getting out of it is still kind of not worth it. And the one thing I would have put on a ball joint would have been the suck part, which they didn't do. Also, I feel like some of the ball joints are a little bit loose, especially on the tail. Hadn't had any problem with any stability on the figure otherwise, but yeah, and there's also, where's my mountain? There's no mountain on it, which is on the box, but yeah, no, I'm just kidding about that. But still, I think this figure is absolutely amazing. I'm happy that we finally got the first Storm of Cell, and they delivered a really good figure. Could have been a little bit better, sure, but I'm satisfied with what we have. So I will recommend this one for Cell fans, for Giant Buck Mutant fans. This is definitely something to look out for, and you know, go out there and get it. That's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever. Cell Watts.